Welcome to the Deep Dive Credit Podcast. Today's podcast is brought to you by Elite Credit Solutions. Our hosts are presenting the new ebook, The Ultimate Guide of Getting More Traffic, Leads, and Sales for Your Local Business. If you own a business, we think you will really enjoy today's information-packed podcast. Be sure and view the comments below to receive your own copy of this new ebook. Now, let's continue with today's special presentation.
All right, let's jump right in. We've got this ebook here all about boosting your local business. And of course, we've got our expert to, help us unpack it all.
Absolutely. Should be a fun one.
Yeah. So by the end, you'll know exactly how to get your business seen, get more customers in the door, all that good stuff.
Sounds good.
So the author, they jump right into Google My Business, or I guess it's Google Business Profile now, right?
That's right. Yeah.
And they really hammer home how important it is to, have a well-optimized profile.
Yeah, it's really the foundation, isn't it?
But, everyone says that, right? Get on GMB. What are some things that maybe, people aren't thinking about, to make their profile really stand out, especially for local searches?
Yeah, great question. It's true. Just having a profile isn't enough these days. You really need to think strategically. One thing a lot of people overlook is that questions and answers feature.
Yeah.
Think of it like an FAQ section right there on your profile. You can answer common questions, before people even ask them.
Right.
Right.
So you're giving them the information they need, but it also, shows you're proactive, you're thinking about your customers.
So it's like good customer service right from the start.
Exactly.
That's cool. And they also talk a lot about photos.
Oh, yeah.
Like what kind of pictures actually make a difference.
It's not just about, snapping a pic of your storefront or your products,
Yeah.
right? You want to use photos that tell a story. Highlight your team, your process, what makes you unique. Like a bakery, for example.
Right.
They could post pictures of, their bakers making the bread, showing the passion, the craft that goes into it.
Oh, so you're like building that connection right from the photos.
You're giving people a glimpse behind the scenes.
I like that. Okay, so we're painting a picture with our GMB profile. What about social media? Because the ebook, they're really pushing going beyond the big names like Facebook and Instagram. Why is that so important for local businesses? Well, if you only focus on the big platforms, you're missing out on all those niche communities.
Yeah.
The smaller platforms, they cater to specific interests, so you can really target your ideal customers.
Right.
Like a bookstore, for example.
Yeah.
They could join online groups for, book lovers or specific genres.
Yeah.
And they'd be reaching people who are already interested in what they have to offer.
So you're finding those people who are ready to buy.
Exactly. It's about quality over quantity, right?
Makes sense.
Mm.
Okay, so this is where I got kind of surprised. The ebook, they say there are over 100 social media and directory sites you can use.
Wow, that's a lot.
Right. And they even suggest creating 100 accounts.
Maybe not 100 for everyone, but I think the point is there's so many options out there.
Yeah.
More than most businesses realize. And the key is to find the ones where your audience is actually spending their time.
Okay, so it's more about being strategic than just being everywhere. Gotcha. All right, so moving on, they talk a lot about video marketing. Like a lot T. It's almost like they think it's magic.
It kind of is.
But isn't everyone doing video these days? What makes it so special for local businesses? And what are some, traps to avoid?
Well, video is powerful because it builds trust. People see your face, hear your voice, they get a feel for you. And that's super important for local businesses, building those relationships.
Right.
But the key is you got to be authentic. Don't force it. Don't try to be too polished.
Yeah, just be yourself.
Exactly. People respond to genuine, relatable content.
Oh, and they actually give a really good example of this with DPS Health and Wellness. They took their positive GMB reviews and they turned them into videos.
That's a great idea.
And those videos ended up ranking really high in search results.
Wow, so they're basically showing off their social proof in a really engaging way.
Yeah, it's like, don't just take our word for it. Watch this.
Exactly. It's smart marketing.
Okay, so now, this is something I love personally, a good blog post. But are blogs, actually important for local businesses?
Definitely. A blog can be a fantastic way to connect with your local community and boost your SEO at the same time.
Okay.
It's a platform to share your expertise, provide valuable information, position yourself as a thought leader.
Right. So it's not just about selling, it's about giving something back.
Exactly. You're becoming a resource for people.
I like that. And the ebook talks about like combining blogs with video.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Like, a personal injury lawyer posting a video about what to do after an accident.
Right. So you're not just telling people what to do, you're showing them.
Yeah. It's more engaging that way.
Exactly. Plus, it caters to different learning styles. Some people prefer to read, some people prefer to watch.
Right. You're hitting all the angles. Okay, this is where things get a little, future is now. They talk a lot about voice search.
Oh, yeah. That's a game changer.
Can you break that down for us?
Well, voice search is all about natural language, right? Conversational queries. It's how you'd ask a question to a friend, not how you'd type it into Google.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Like instead of typing best pizza near me, I might ask my smart speaker, hey, where's the best pizza around here?
Exactly. So businesses need to adapt their content.
Right.
Think about those longer, more conversational phrases that people actually use when they're speaking.
Okay, so it's less about keywords and more about like anticipating how people are actually asking questions.
Exactly.
All right, let's shift gears a bit. They also suggest going beyond organic reach, looking at paid advertising and some other strategies. And this is where I got really surprised. They mentioned Craigslist.
Oh, wow. A blast from the past.
Right, like is that even relevant anymore?
It might seem outdated, but it can still be effective for reaching a specific local audience, especially for service businesses or if you're targeting people who are, budget conscious.
Okay, so there might be some hidden potential there. But how do you use it without looking, like stuck in the past?
Well, you got to be professional, Avoid that super salesy language. Focus on giving clear information about your services. Highlight what makes you unique. Think of it like a digital version of a community bulletin board.
Right. Okay, now this is something that I think is super valuable but often overlooked. Referrals.
Oh, absolutely.
And the author, they're really passionate about this. They even share how they've made like a significant amount of money through affiliate programs.
Yeah, referral programs or affiliate marketing, it's all about leveraging the power of word of mouth, right?
Yeah.
And it's a win-win. Your affiliates earn a commission for bringing in new customers, and you get new business from a trusted source.
So everyone's happy.
Exactly.
The ebook even mentions like using specific software to track sales or offering special discount codes to your affiliates. It seems like you really need a system in place.
Oh, definitely. You need a way to track who's referring who and how much they're generating in sales.
Right.
It keeps everything fair, keeps everyone motivated.
Okay, so that's a good overview of like the big picture strategies. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty.
Let's do it.
We'll talk about, optimizing your website, creating awesome content, all that good stuff. Stay tuned for part 2.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back. So last time we talked about some of those, big picture strategies for promoting your local business. Now let's get a little bit more technical.
Okay, yeah, let's dive in.
Let's talk about, how to optimize your website, all that good SEO stuff. And one thing that really jumped out at me in this ebook was YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
They're really big on YouTube, even suggest using it for paid advertising.
Yeah, they do seem to love video.
Yeah.
But I got to be honest, I haven't really thought about YouTube for, my local business. Why are they so gung-ho about it?
Well, think about it. YouTube is the second largest search engine, right?
That's true.
And guess what? It's owned by Google. So it's like a 2-for-1 deal.
Exactly. When you promote your videos on YouTube, you're boosting your visibility on both platforms.
Okay, so it's like a double dose of SEO juice. Now, they also mentioned this service called RealPPVTraffic.com. Apparently, it drives targeted organic traffic to your site.
Interesting.
Is that even a real thing, or is it like one of those too good to be true scenarios?
Well, traffic itself can definitely help your Google ranking. It's not just about keywords and backlinks anymore.
Right.
When lots of people are visiting your website, especially from local searches, Google sees that as a sign of, popularity, relevance.
So it's like a popularity contest, but online.
Yeah, kind of. The more people visit your site, the more Google thinks, hey, this place must be good.
Okay, so it's all about building that credibility, showing Google you're the real deal.
Oh.
Now, shifting gears a bit, the ebook also talks about local directories.
Oh, yeah.
And I gotta admit, I kind of thought those were a thing of the past, like the yellow pages. I know, right? But they actually emphasize how relevant they still are, especially for local businesses.
Yeah.
Think of them like the modern-day yellow pages. They're still a go-to place for people to find local businesses. And they're great for SEO, too, because they give you those valuable citations that can boost your ranking.
Okay, so it's not just about being found. It's about sending those good signals to Google. They specifically mention like Yelp, Angie's List, even the classic Yellow Pages.
Yeah, all the big ones.
What's like the biggest mistake businesses make with those directories?
Inconsistency. You know, if someone finds you on Yelp with one phone number and then on another directory with a different address, it's confusing,
Right.
both for customers and for search engines.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So make sure your information is accurate and it's the same everywhere.
Exactly.
All right, and of course, we can't forget about reviews.
Oh, those are crucial.
Those little stars, they can make or break you.
Absolutely. Encourage your happy customers to leave reviews and don't forget to respond to everyone, good or bad.
Yeah. Show you're paying attention.
Exactly. Shows you care about customer satisfaction.
Okay, now let's talk about something that's always been a bit of a mystery to me. Cross-promotion with local influencers.
Ah, influencer marketing.
How do you even find the right people?
Yeah.
And how do you make sure it's like a win-win situation?
Well, start by thinking about your target audience, right? Who are they following? Who do they trust?
Okay.
Look for influencers who align with your brand and who have a genuine connection with the local community.
So it's not just about the number of followers they have.
Exactly. It's about quality over quantity, once again.
Right.
Once you've found some potential partners, reach out to them. The ebook suggests things like, interviews, joint events, or even just promoting each other on social media.
Okay, yeah. So it's finding ways to, like, help each other out.
Exactly. Make it mutually beneficial.
Speaking of win-win, they talk a lot about referral programs. Even share, how much money they've made through them.
Yeah, they're a powerful tool.
But it all seems a bit overwhelming, to be honest. Like, where do you even begin setting one up?
Well, the beauty of referral programs is they tap into that word-of-mouth marketing, right?
Yeah.
People trust recommendations from their friends and family. So start by figuring out what you're offering and what kind of incentive will motivate people to spread the word.
Okay.
Could be a commission, a discount, a free product or service, lots of options.
The ebook also mentions using software to track sales or giving special codes to your affiliates. It seems like you really need a system in place.
Oh, absolutely. You need a way to track who's referring who and how much they're generating.
Right.
Makes it fair for everyone involved.
Okay, so we've talked about, GMB, social media, all those external things. Now let's get into, like, the on-page SEO stuff.
All right, let's do it.
I know it's important, but it always feels a bit technical, a bit intimidating.
It's not as complicated as it seems. On-page SEO is all about making sure your website is structured in a way that search engines can easily understand. And for local SEO, there are some specific things you can do.
The ebook mentions local keyword optimization. So it's not just about general keywords, right? It's about being specific to your location.
Exactly. If you're a bakery in Chicago, for example, you'll want to target keywords like best bakery in Chicago or custom cakes Chicago.
Right. So you're telling Google, hey, we're here and we're the best.
Exactly. You're showing them you're relevant to people searching for businesses in your area.
Makes sense. They also talk about creating location pages if you serve multiple areas.
Oh, that's important. Each location should have its own page with all the relevant information, address, phone number, even unique content tailored to that specific area.
Oh, so it's like creating a mini website for each location.
Yeah, kind of. Makes it super clear for Google and for potential customers where you are and what you offer.
Okay, now they briefly mentioned this thing called schema markup, but I have no idea what that is.
Schema markup is basically code that helps search engines understand your website better.
Okay.
Think of it like a cheat sheet for Google.
Right.
It gives them specific details about your business, like your name, address, phone number, hours of operation, even customer reviews.
So it's like you're giving Google a backstage pass to your website.
Exactly. And it can actually lead to those rich snippets in search results.
Oh, yeah, those little boxes with extra information.
Exactly. They make your listing stand out and give people more reasons to click.
Okay, so schema markup is definitely something to look into. They also emphasize mobile optimization, which, feels like a no-brainer these days.
You'd think so, but you'd be surprised how many websites are still not mobile-friendly.
Really?
And Google actually prioritizes the mobile version of your site for ranking.
Oh, wow. So even if your desktop site looks amazing, if the mobile version is clunky, you're in trouble.
Exactly. Most people are searching on their phones these days, so you got to make sure their experience is smooth and enjoyable.
Okay, makes sense. They also talk about creating location-specific content. What are some examples of that?
Think about content that resonates with people in your area. blog posts about local events, guides to the best restaurants in your neighborhood, even case studies featuring local customers.
So it's about showing that you're not just a business, you're a part of the community.
Exactly. And it helps with your local SEO, too, because you're naturally incorporating those location-based keywords.
Right, right. Okay, so we've covered a lot of technical stuff. Anything else we should keep in mind for on-page SEO?
One important thing to remember is that on-page SEO is an ongoing process. Search engines are constantly changing their algorithms.
So it's not a set it and forget it thing.
Definitely not. You gotta stay up to date on best practices, make adjustments as needed.
So it's like a never-ending puzzle.
Yeah, kind of. But don't be afraid to experiment and see what works best for you.
All right, so that wraps up part 2 of our deep dive.
Yeah.
We've explored how to optimize your website for local searches, create content that resonates with your audience, all that good stuff.
In part 3, we'll tie it all together, talk about creating a cohesive strategy that gets real results.
Okay, welcome back. So we've made it to the final part of our deep dive into all things local business promotion.
It's been a journey.
Right, from, Google My Business to social media to YouTube to even Craigslist.
Who knew?
But now we got to put it all together. How do we actually use all this information to, make a difference in our businesses?
Right. We're going to make it actionable.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm a little overwhelmed. Where do we even start?
Well, first thing, take a breath. It's a marathon, not a sprint, right?
Okay.
Start by thinking about your goals. What do you actually want to achieve?
Okay.
More brand awareness, more foot traffic to your store, more online leads. You got to have a clear destination in mind.
So define our destination, then we can map out the route.
Right.
Makes sense. What's next?
Well, once you know your goals, you can start to prioritize, right?
Okay.
Which of these strategies we've talked about, which ones make the most sense for you, for your audience, for your budget?
Right, because you can't do everything at once.
Exactly. Focus on what's going to make the biggest impact, and then you can build from there.
So it's about being strategic, not just trying to do it all.
Exactly.
Well,
quality over quantity, right?
Always. The ebook also talks a lot about consistency.
Oh, yeah, that's key.
What do they mean by that?
It's about showing up regularly, on all your channels, providing valuable content consistently. It's like building a relationship.
Right.
You wouldn't just ghost a friend for months and then suddenly pop back up, right?
True.
You got to nurture that connection, stay top of mind.
So if I'm posting on social media, I should aim for, a regular schedule, not just random bursts of activity.
Exactly. And that goes for everything. Blogging, email marketing, anything you're doing. Consistency builds trust.
Makes sense. Now, they also talk about tracking your results. And honestly, that always feels a bit tedious to me.
I know it can be, but it's important.
Yeah, why?
Because how else do you know what's working, what's not?
Right.
You got to track your progress so you can make adjustments, Get the most bang for your buck.
So if I'm running a Google Ads campaign, I need to actually see if it's leading to, leads or sales.
Exactly. Don't just throw money at it blindly. Track those metrics.
Right. And the ebook, they really encourage experimentation.
Oh, yeah. Try different things, see what works.
Because what works for one business might not work for another.
Exactly. And the digital landscape is always changing, so you got to stay flexible, keep learning.
It's a never-ending process.
Yeah.
Okay, before we wrap things up, let's recap some of those key takeaways from our deep dive.
All right, let's do it.
What are the big things that local businesses really need to remember?
Well, first and foremost, your Google business profile. That's got to be your top priority.
Right, it's your digital storefront.
Exactly. Use high-quality photos, encourage reviews, answer those questions people are asking, make it shine.
Okay, check.
Social media, of course.
Yeah.
But don't just focus on the big guys. Explore those niche platforms, find your tribe.
Right, and be yourself.
Authenticity is key. And then, of course, video.
Oh, yeah. Gotta love video.
Use it to build trust, showcase your expertise, connect with your community. It's powerful stuff.
And remember, create content that's valuable, content that's specific to your location.
Right. Show people you're not just a business, you're a part of the community.
Okay, what about paid advertising? Any tips there?
Don't be afraid to explore those options, Google ads, Facebook ads, even Craigslist if it makes sense for you.
Right. And then, of course, the power of referrals.
Oh, yeah. Word of mouth is gold. Set up a referral program. Incentivize people to spread the word.
Okay, so we've got our GMB, our social media, our video, our content, our referrals, and did I forget anything?
Oh, and don't forget the most important thing, consistency.
Right. Show up regularly, provide value, Nurture those relationships.
Exactly. And keep learning, keep experimenting.
Yeah, this digital world, it never stands still.
It's a wild ride.
Well, I got to say, this ebook was packed with information.
It was.
I feel like I have, a much better grasp of what it takes to really make my local business stand out.
That's great to hear. And remember, the most important thing is to actually take action.
Right. Don't just let this knowledge sit there.
Pick one thing that resonates with you and start implementing it today.
Awesome advice. It's easy to get overwhelmed, but, just take it one step at a time.
One step at a time, that's the key.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive into the world of local business promotion. I hope you've all learned a ton, just like I have.
I hope so too. It's been a pleasure diving in with you all.
And remember, we're always here to help you along the way, so don't be afraid to reach out if you have any questions.
To all our listeners out there, best of luck with your businesses. You got this.
Until next time, happy promoting.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Elite Credit Solutions. We work with consumers and business professionals all over the United States. If we can ever help you to achieve your credit goals, please call us at 813-317-6776. Be sure and like and subscribe here on YouTube and share today's podcast on all of your social media platforms. Finally, be sure and save and share your personal copy of the ultimate guide of getting more traffic, leads, and sales for your local business. We have linked this PDF below in the comments. Thanks again. We hope you can join us on future podcasts.